I've got two sons. The eldest is a doctor, 12 years qualified. That's the one I had in Nigeria. The younger one went into mathematics and lives in France, has been there for about 4 years. So moving very quickly to mum guilt. Do you know, it's interesting that you sent me that challenge, Kathy, because I'm one of these people who like to think I don't look back. Everything is destiny and whatever I do is meant to be. Whether or not it worked out, hey, I've tried it. But I do have a mum guilt. And, it's really, fortuitous that you actually picked that up because I used to say when I retire, I want to apologize to my children for not being there. And that's something that I worked with for a very long time. And primarily because of late night meetings, I never got to enjoy my children. I had live-in nannies and au pairs, and I felt they and my husband enjoyed my children more than I did because as head of service director, I was in the office by 8 and I could be in a council meeting with politicians till 11 o'clock at night, getting home midnight. So that is my biggest mum guilt, and that featured in my book. My mother's still alive, and she said to me, you know what? You did it the right way. Don't feel guilty about it. And in fact, my youngest son at my retirement do, when I did become very emotional towards the end and gave my apology to my two boys, he came back to me afterwards and said, Mum, we were fine. You didn't have to feel guilty. But I do, because with all the nannies, by the time he was 13, we lost our longest serving nanny who was with us for 5 years. She moved on elsewhere. And at 13, I couldn't bring him another nanny. But then I took him to boarding school and I live to regret doing that. I really do. So that's the big mum guilt. Feeling inadequate, I think probably maybe just the two main things. Feeling jack of all trades in my profession, because as I was coming through the ranks, you have your hands in so many things, not by choosing, but because it's delegated to you. Your kind of skills are recognized and you're given more and more areas to look after. And you begin to feel that goodness, my hand is in everything. I feel like a jack of all trades, but master of none. But very often when I share that with my confidants, my friends, they would say, but Gifty, you're learning so much. You're doing all of those things. And that's when I realize actually maybe I am benefiting and, it is enhancing my skills. And the second one was, a feeling of that, you think you're superwoman, but actually you're not. It's what I had to remind myself, a mother, a wife, a senior executive, so things like, having the nanny, so delegating, shopping, delegating to my husband, other things, and beginning to learn that you can give away a few of those things that you were trying to balance everything, and you can't be good at everything and do what you think you're good at. So I learned that part way through the journey that let something. If my husband brought the wrong kind of bread or whatever, the oil or whatever, it doesn't matter, I can either buy and replace it or live with what's been brought in. So it was not the end of the world. But I want to finish with the positive because I always love to finish with the positives and, a lot of things in my book about, sharing and mentoring. Lots and lots of positives, laughs, enjoyment, success, support. I couldn't have asked for more. So for me, the guilt, whilst it's there, and I would have liked to enjoy the boys, I lived life the way that I envisioned it and wanted to live it. So, what I would say to all the ladies here is that plan and enjoy it the way that you would like it to be. And don't look back. And if you do, it will be in a very tiny, very small way because there will be a huge amount of satisfaction. And I've had a great deal of satisfaction. So thank you for the opportunity to just give that little taster of what my journey's been like.